My son Mason is 8 and he has multiple disabilities. He's very medically fragile. He was born premature and we were told that he wasn't going to come off the ventilator, and they basically sent him home with us to die. And we weaned him off the ventilator, and it took us 8 months, but we got him off the ventilator. So as he was growing up, you know, we were told he was going to be in a wheelchair. I don't know why we would order a wheelchair when he's just started bearing weight. You know, he wants to walk. I know he wants to walk. If he wasn't riding a horse, he would have never walked, because that horse taught him that feeling. How do you teach somebody how to have the proper gait? How do you teach them to walk? You can't like explain that, and you can't motion them to do it the right way, but when they sit and they feel it, they can mimic that movement.
And that's tremendously beneficial in terms of balance, because if you don't walk normally because you have cerebral palsy and you require braces, you don't necessarily have the opportunity to develop normal balance mechanisms. You look at the movement of a horse and you realize this is very similar to the movement of a person walking.
But when they sit and they feel it, they can mimic that movement when they get down off the horse, and that's what helped my son learn how to walk.
So what we want to do is, when that child has the coordination, when that child has the muscular strength and the muscular ability to take those first steps, we want that child to succeed. Because if they will succeed, they'll take the next steps. And so that's one of the reasons that we do hippotherapy, and we continue to do it.
Horses are really pretty dynamic animals in that they pick up on the body language of those around them, they pick up on the emotions and the needs of those around them, and they're able to really respond to those needs in a lot of different ways.
So we've been working for months now with horses and with children to learn the program ourselves and teach our horses how to handle the special needs that some of these children have.
The horse and the child connect, so they can shut the rest of the world out, which is something that they need to do on occasions during the day.
The reason we keep coming back is that his language has improved drastically, and then directly after horseback riding, he's very conversational, which typically he's not.
Kids are much more verbal on the horse. When they get up there, they're happy. Even the posture helps open the airways and allows them to produce sounds more easily.
It's hard to converse or to engage in any kind of conversation with somebody if you're just tight and contracted all the time. And so anything that can naturally reduce the tone on a child, which is a natural way, it's not involving any medications, it's not involving any kind of injections or any kind of a surgery, that's a very positive thing.
My son wasn't talking to anybody outside of my husband and I until he got on a horse.
She has multiple global developmental delays, so she's not quite talking yet. She started walking at 4, but we believe that some of the gains she's made are from riding so regularly. In fact, the other day, on Monday, we have hippotherapy, and she came home from hippotherapy and said, hung, for hungry. She had never gone, huh, before. She had never made the H sound. For all I know, they were working on, huh, horse. There really are connections.
Luke is doing phenomenal. He's running, no more baby gaits, huge range of movement, playing like a regular boy his age would, using his arms, climbing, jumping.
She just has a blast when she's here, and you know, it's noticeable. In the beginning, she had no real posture. She couldn't sit up on her own or do anything independently.
We see kids starting out on the horse that are unable to even put a helmet on their head, and their head is bopping all around, their head is down, and as the sessions progress, you start to see their head come up a lot more.
We had her at one point, was it 12 minutes, I think? It was 12 minutes where she could sit up on her own without any support from anyone. I am a firm believer that hippotherapy is the main factor in her posture, her sitting up, you know, just overall her, her mood.
I think it's hard to be a young person this day and age. I think it's very hard to be a young person. I'm not sure it's ever been harder. And that goes whether you have a disability or not. I think anything you can do for a young person is not too much. You can support the Little League for those kids who can play Little League. And you can go to the dance recitals for those kids who can dance ballet. And you can help out those kids who can ride horses. And that may be the way that they can walk someday. It's just like anybody else. Kids with CP are kids. And that's all.
Horses and technology are being used to help children communicate better. Southern Tier Alternative Therapies and a speech-language pathologist are working on a pilot program for children who can't verbally express themselves. Most kids in the program have autism. Tina Caswell is a speech pathologist and Ithaca College faculty member. She is working with 6 families who are part of STAT's Strides program at Fargnoli Farms in Appalachian. Because the children struggle to or can't speak, they have a difficult time expressing themselves. That's where technology comes in. Speech-generating software is on a device called the Dinovox or on the iPad. It's used to help children explain what they're feeling. Pictures pop up on the screen and the child can press the picture that reflects what they are thinking and what they want to do. When the child presses the screen, a voice says what the picture shows and the child hears it. That technology, combined with riding horses, which responds to a child's sensory needs and allows them to relax, both together have helped the children to improve their language skills.
These kids, it's been wonderful because the progress that I've already seen here, not just but with the parents, has been fabulous. The parents have already made changes in their home. They're trying to implement and use the device more at home, being better communication partners to help their children. So what I see for these 6 kids is I actually see great success for them, and I see them being very confident communicators and really developing good language and communication skills in the future.
The McNulty family from Appalachian is part of the pilot program. 5-year-old Lori has verbal delays and can mimic what people say, but does not use much spontaneous language. She started using the speech-generating software about 2 years ago. Her parents say she is making progress.
She's very, very verbal once she gets off the horse. There is more spontaneous language in terms of things that she would like. You know, she wants to watch a show. She'll tell us she wants to watch a show or whatever. You know, in terms of what she wants to eat or drink, that sort of thing. She also makes a lot more eye contact, and she's just a lot more interactive once she gets off the horse.
Lori is much more interactive for the first hour after getting off the horse. Then, in Lori's case, the results begin to diminish. In other children, results are longer lasting. STAT says it depends on how much sensory input a child needs. In some cases, effects from the therapy last for several days. For more information on Southern Tier Alternative Therapies, log on to statinc.org. STAT also has its first golf tournament fundraiser on September 23rd at Traditions at the Glen and Union. You can register online. All money raised will support STAT programs.
Strides, or Taking Strides to Communication, is a one-of-a-kind program that's right here in the Southern Tier. Strides combines the recreational activity of horseback riding with the innovative use of communication devices to help children with speech impediments. A grant from United Way will expand the program's ability to serve more local families. Our Erica Mahoney shows us how important and effective this program can really be.
The minute we pull in to the farm, into the driveway, she's vocalizing how excited she is to be here. She's jumping up and down in her seat. She's, gleeful.
9-year-old Annalisa has a genetic condition which causes autism, cerebral palsy, and developmental delays. She's completely nonverbal, but when she's on her horse, nothing can take away her apparent bliss.
For her, I think riding on the horse gives her the opportunity to be still. She doesn't have to be concerned about where her body's leading her.
There's something about being on that big beast, I think, and the fun of riding for kids that really gets them to be able to talk and participate in a different way.
The Strides program at Fargnoli Farms combines a love for horseback riding with technology.
One essential part of these lessons is the iPad, and the students can use the iPad while they're on the horse to communicate with the volunteers, their teachers, and even their families by saying certain phrases like this.
Let's have the horse kick the ball.
And the kids love coming to the barn. They love being here. They love to ride the horses. They love the other animals at the barn. It's a very social place, an enjoyable place to be, and it's a great place for them to practice their communication skills. So one of the things that we might do is they might identify different animals that they find on the farm, or maybe practice counting the number of animals that are at the barn.
It's truly a family affair, with parents and siblings cheering on the sidelines.
She's just made a lot of progress, and she seems to be a lot chattier while she's up on the horse, so it gives you a lot of hope.
Hope that is made possible by a lot of volunteers.
I can organize something like this and provide horses for something like this, but the volunteers come together with different personalities and all their different talents to actually make this work for the kids. They're here to lead horses, to groom horses, to sidewalk and keep the children safe, and they are the heart and soul of this program.
A program that is spreading smiles and boosting confidence. In Appalachian, I'm Erica Mahoney, WBNG TV Action News.
Coming up on September 23rd, the program is holding a charity golf tournament, a dinner, and an auction. It'll be called the Drive to Ride at Traditions at the Glen. For more information, just head to our website at WBNG.com.
Just 1 year ago, I was a shy student who rarely spoke to anyone. I never smiled. Life just always seemed to let me down. Since I joined STAT, I have a great group of friends, skills I never knew I had, new experiences under my belt, and the motivation to reach my dreams. With the help of mentors and horses, STAT taught me important life skills and gave me the confidence to give back to my community. I am a leader. Help us help others and start your future today.